Hello everyone and welcome everybody and welcome to the Ready Player Peach show, and I'm very excited to see you all. And this video is really a very good game that you like to see throughout the past days in your childhood life before all the systems came out. But first, before we get started, I want you to introduce my own guest, James Hernandez. James, say hello to everyone here.
What's up, people?
So during this intro of the video, I would like to discuss a game that it came out way long back that I always play every day before everything came out. It's called Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee,
Which is requested by me.
and that is probably the game is all about destruction, mayhem, and crush and rumble. It's a very popular, a long way back game that you can cause a lot of mayhem. And also you can battle against any opponent monsters that you can make some destruction.
Exactly.
And you can have many types of battles that you can ever imagine, like abilities, powers, and whatever they come in by.
That's true.
Yep, because anytime if you want to be a powerful player of any monster that you want to be in any city and cause destruction, you can be a best player like you ever seen in the game that you ever in your childhood like never before. Because you can like you dream about that you've played the game all over again, that you really missed the game before all the new systems came in.
Now, how about we talk about the monsters that are featured in the game?
Exactly. We all know this monster for all time. Let's start with what we know is this monster himself, Godzilla. Godzilla, he is a giant, very huge, fire-breathing dinosaur that he is probably got an atomic radius that he's been grown to a very own island, and he is growing larger during the radius accidental, and then he likes to cause havoc when he marches and walks into a city. He likes to cause a devastation with his own hands and his own tail, and also his big power. And his big power is his breath,
Which is also known as the atomic breath.
the atomic breath. Yes, the atomic breath. Because he is a very strong and a powerful monster, but he's not indestructible.
Not invincible.
Yeah, he's not invincible either. He's very unstoppable. And of course, then we like to see the battle that we like to see him fight. And the fight that we like to see him the battle is his arch robotic nemesis of him is known as
Mechagodzilla.
And he is designed to stop Godzilla from causing destruction of the entire city.
Which is, the second Mechagodzilla, which is the one that saves people from Godzilla. Whereas the original Godzilla is actually created by the aliens to destroy Earth, and Godzilla has to save the Earth from that version of Mechagodzilla.
Exactly.
Which is the third one, which is named Mechagodzilla 3, or mostly people call him Kiru, which is basically Mechagodzilla, but that has like the same movements like Godzilla, because that Mechagodzilla has Godzilla's original bones.
That's right. Because Mechagodzilla has very unique, robotic, amazing abilities. He can twist his own robotic body, shoots missiles that are out of his own fingers, and also he shoots laser beams right out of his eyes. And plus, he can fly.
He can fly too.
Mechagodzilla can be the only hope, but he also he maybe can be controlled, but he also during the fight with Godzilla, he has a bit of a malfunction. During the fight, then he's no longer in control by humans. Because he needs to be stopped at all costs by Godzilla, because he needs to be shut down, but Mechagodzilla can be fighting dirty and fighting rough.
Now, what about the other monsters that Godzilla has fought?
Exactly, other monsters, of course. Like other monsters, like he met before. The butterfly known as Mothra. Mothra is a giant, very huge butterfly monster that it's a female butterfly, but she shoots kind of probably like a zap electricity out of her antennas. But she still have fighting experience while she flies. But don't even mind it. She's just only a butterfly. She is only just a butterfly, but she could still fight.
Right. And plus, unlike any ordinary butterflies, Mothra actually has powers inside her that she can actually use in combat when she fights other monsters.
And also the biggest thing about Mothra is she is also an ally to Godzilla.
And that's true too, because Godzilla also has allies on his own, and Mothra is one of them.
Exactly. And also then the other monsters that Godzilla fought is that he fought in Godzilla in the movies in Godzilla Final Wars. He fights known as Anguirus.
Anguirus, which he's pretty much like the Krillin of the Godzilla universe.
His ability is that he can roar and a sonic wave of his power, and also he has spikes on his back, so he can use his own back attack. And also, plus my favorite attack about Anguirus that he can do a tumble.
Which is pretty much like Sonic's homing attack from the Sonic the Hedgehog games.
Exactly.
If you guys notice about Godzilla Final Wars, if you see the battle in Mount Fuji when Anguirus does that attack, it really does remind us of Sonic the Hedgehog when he does his homing attack when he fights Dr. Eggman's robots.
Exactly. And that is why that what we like about Anguirus, and that is a part of him during this fight. And that it is probably his sense in the next monster we all know from within. Is known as the pterodactyl. His name is Rodan.
Which Rodan is also pretty much like the Knuckles of the Sonic universe, because while Godzilla and Rodan are allies, but however, they do not get along so well. Because they always fight, prove that Godzilla can't get along with Rodan.
Yeah, because Rodan and Godzilla's friendship between them is probably a bit totally off.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's kind of like a mixed bag because, like I said, like Godzilla and Rodan don't always get along. It's not like with like Godzilla and Anguirus where they pretty much get along.
Yeah, because Godzilla and Anguirus much getting along. But as for Rodan, he's probably not pretty much like friendly, or he is friendly, but he does help out Godzilla during the final battle when you make him probably turn him into Fire Godzilla.
Yeah, Fire Godzilla, or even known as Burning Godzilla.
To help him to defeat his own enemies to the end. And also the other monsters that he fight is probably known as the enemy within with a 3-headed monster.
And we all know who that is, right?
It's King Ghidorah.
That's right, King Ghidorah, which he is also one of Godzilla's arch nemesis throughout the franchise.
And as you can see, don't probably think he's not even rarely not even a good monster, because he doesn't have any arms, because he's just a 3-headed monster with wings and nothing else much. But he can just only grab things only with their heads. But that's the only thing they cannot have arms. So then they can also fly, and also their power is just the electricity out of their eyes.
Well, I think you would say that it comes out of his mouth, because that's where King Ghidorah unleashes the bolts of electricity.
Well, yeah, they probably come out of their mouths. And then after the battle between Godzilla and King Ghidorah, then it's only that they rebuild and bring it back to life and make an enemy within, to make him a cyborg of King Ghidorah. But they make a body armor and also a metal tail, and also these 2 regular, and one on the right head and regular on the left head. But except the middle head. The middle head is a very robotic cyborg known as an enemy within, known as Mecha King Ghidorah.
which Mecha King Ghidorah is basically King Ghidorah, but it's mechanized because Godzilla blew up his metal head and kills King Ghidorah. But then, like, the people brought him back, and they make him like a brand new version of Mecha King Ghidorah to battle Godzilla.
Yeah, and that is because he was probably he had a lot like King Ghidorah, like since the original.
And also, pretty much like Mecha Godzilla, he can also shoot missiles from his body since he's like a cyborg version of Mecha King Ghidorah. Even though Mecha King Ghidorah and King Ghidorah are not the same character, it's just King Ghidorah, but he has been upgraded after he dies at the hands of Godzilla.
And also the unique powers. It's the same powers like in the regular King Ghidorah. Also with missiles, and also with a shield to block.
Always gotta block when you fight your opponents.
Exactly. And now there's gonna be the big whole lot of monster with him before he became a cyborg, known as the very big claw monster is Gigan. Because this Gigan, he is probably a big giant monster, giant humongous monster that with claws, a belly saw, and also has wings so that he can teleport to fly.
And also he can actually shoot the beams out of his eye, pretty much like Cyclops from X-Men.
Exactly. Because ever since he fights Gigan, I haven't seen the battle, but I wish I will see the battle between Godzilla versus Gigan. But Gigan is really a popular saw-bellied and flying monster with claws.
And there's also another version of Gigan which you pretty much see like in Godzilla Final Wars and Godzilla Unleashed, which is basically a different version of Gigan, whereas the original Gigan was actually from the Showa series.
Exactly. And then after the fight between Godzilla versus Gigan, they probably made a cyborg out of him, a fully 100% cyborg. Fully cyborg, but with Gigan was a whole lot of robotics. Still the same belly of the belly saw, and a different saw blades with hands.
Saw blades with hands where they can actually cut you.
Exactly. And also a different sharp tail in the back. And also the same wings design.
Yeah.
Same wings design, and he can do very unique robotic abilities. And he's been defeated right in the movie of Godzilla Final Wars that he was fighting against Mothra.
Now, what is the other monster that we haven't discussed yet, which is basically the devil monster that has a horn on his head just like a rhinoceros or a unicorn?
And what that monster is, that might be James.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce to you Destroyer.
Oh, yes. That is probably the biggest, dangerously and very outmatched monster there's probably even Godzilla will up against.
Now, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, even though I did have this game for the Xbox, I defeat some of the monsters for the most part. Destroyer is the monster that I cannot beat because this guy cheats, and I cannot even beat him again.
And that is because the Destroyer has a lot of unique, tough abilities. He probably got a little, he got nails on his knees, and also he really got a horn that he can do an energy of full sword.
Yeah, he can actually like slice you with the sword, and it can even impale you when you're on the floor, which I'm pretty sure it hurts.
And also that he can spread out fire out of his mouth. And it's just like dropping a bomber like in the game in Godzilla Destroy Monsters Melee.
Exactly.
And also that he can also jump during the game like he has because he has wings. He can maybe he can also fly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's also one of those monsters that can fly up in the sky.
Oh yeah, because he can also fly. But you know the biggest monster is probably I would like to see.
And what's that?
The one with he is a very big and a giant beetle, known as the name is Megalon.
Megalon. Now, Megalon is also the monster that you have to beat.
Oh, he has drill for hands, and he has wings on his own back, and also he can shoot his beams right on his horn.
Which, in fact, that Megalon also team up with Gigan to take down Godzilla, But luckily for Godzilla, he has like an ally named Jet Jaguar, which is pretty much like Ultraman.
Oh, jeez. I didn't realize and everyone didn't notice that Megalon had allies.
If you watch Godzilla versus Megalon, you will definitely see the team up between these two, and then Godzilla has his teammate Jet Jaguar, which he can actually help him to defeat those two monsters by saving the day.
Oh, yes, that is exactly all right. That's exactly all right. And there's probably the thing you know is that there's also there's an upgraded Mechagodzilla. You came up a name that you know the name is new Mechagodzilla. And what was that name? That new Mechagodzilla he's probably upgraded.
The upgraded one you have is the third Mechagodzilla, also known as Kiru.
Yeah, he is fully designed same like original Mechagodzilla.
And that's something that the other Mechagodzillas couldn't do, is that Kiru can actually move like Godzilla because he has Godzilla's bones.
Yeah, because he has, because they take an example of Godzilla's bones, because they want to make a build of Mechagodzilla to make it look like him.
That's exactly true.
Exactly. And because you know that somehow Godzilla lost in fights between of his own foes and monsters. Like, this giant monster that is probably he know that it's this giant monster known as Batra.
Batra, which is basically the evil version of Mothra.
Exactly. Because he's a giant like a flying monster with his own with wings and also with a stinger. Ever since when I saw in the movies that I saw Godzilla fighting him, that he used his stinger and he stung Godzilla, and when Godzilla started to release his power is going down. That means that when he stinged him, he's drained his power only for a few minutes.
And that's where you see that Mothra and Batra team up against Godzilla, but then when Mothra drops Godzilla, Batra is not even strong enough to lift him, so both of them actually end up falling to their deaths, and Mothra was technically the winner.
Exactly.
And that's actually in the movie called Godzilla and Mothra: The Battle for Earth, or you should call it Godzilla versus Mothra #2.
Yeah, that is probably right. That is very a whole lot of freely. That is a whole lot of it of battles like such as that.
That's true.
I mean, yes, that is very good. Of all those monsters out there, they want to take on Godzilla to see who dares to go against him.
So, is there anything else you want to say to the audience?
Yes, I will say that I would probably thank you for watching, and this is a Ready Player Pete show, and hit your like and subscribe, and also hit the like button, and also the comments down below. And also, if you want to hear some more of Godzilla, if you're all the fans of the movie and the video game, then you can get more answers from me anytime and anywhere. I'll see you in the next level on the Ready Player Pete show.
Take care, everyone.